I mean, think about this. We're doing a sports call-in show in Pittsburgh, and we are just reveling so much, rightly so, in the Flyers' misfortune and complete collapse that we're showing Sabres-Flyers highlights. I know it was a historic losing streak that they ended, but really, it just, isn't it lovely? I mean, I don't even have like a major point of analysis. Isn't it just wonderful to see the Flyers absolutely going down in flames? I mean, their goalie can't play goal. The offensive defenseman of a couple years ago, Gostisbehere, who they thought was going to be their next stud, they just said, yeah, you know what, see ya, have a good one. You can't play anymore. And now they lose to the Buffalo Sabres. Right, I mean,
I'm shocked by that.
It's just it's a total mess over there. And again, I'll stress this, the upshot to this for the Penguins is that it absolutely, and you can't discount the Rangers here, but it absolutely takes a little bit of the pressure off. Like the idea that you were going to have to scratch and claw, and maybe you're going to have some nervous moments still, some tense moments if there's a lapse here. But I thought that the Flyers are going to make the Penguins' life very difficult trying to make the playoffs, and now they look like they are just careening to complete disaster.
Right. There is still plenty to play for when it comes to seeding within this East because the Penguins have played so well at home. You'd like to get that home ice advantage just because of the way they've played at home. But we'll see. It goes tomorrow. Tristan Jarry still is out with an injury. It looks like Casey DeSmith will start. Those guys have been terrific. Boston has struggled of late, but they got a big overtime win the other night, so that'll be the first of two games, Thursday and Saturday in Boston. Now, it's the eve of the Pirate opener. So, Chris, a lot of people have speculated about what you expect from, the Pirates, and the answer is not much. So, to me, it's going to have to be who develops fast, who can be part of their core, and do they have any pitchers on their staff capable of winning double-digit games, do you think, this year?
No, to the last question. I just don't really see that happening because I don't think their offense is going to be good for any pitcher to stay in long enough to win double-digit games. I mean, their starting rotation's a complete mess. I think this year, which nobody's under the misapprehension that the wins and losses matter, other than that they finish dead last in the league and get the first pick in next year's Rule 4 draft as well. I think there are three stories here in this order. One, does Ke'Bryan Hayes show that 95 plate appearances where he looked like a world beater and like a future MVP type of player, does that continue over a full season? Do you get anything close to that from him? Because if you do, he's going to be the Rookie of the Year. Two, and this might actually be one, Mitch Keller is a guy they've pinned a lot of their hopes on to be a frontline starter. I'm a little concerned that he didn't get the opening day start or, more importantly, the home opener start. It just seems to me like there's something going on there, maybe mentally as far as like the pressure's getting to him. He knows a lot is expected of him, and he might not be great at handling it. I'm watching him very closely. And then the third storyline is Kevin Newman and Brian Reynolds. Both those guys had wretched 2020s, which maybe you throw them out if you want to be charitable because of the circumstances, although Hayes was great, obviously, last year. And they both had really pretty solid, especially Reynolds, 2019s. So are those guys foundational pieces along with Hayes for the future, or are they just flash-in-the-pan types that the Pirates can basically move on from? Those are, to me, the only three stories that really matter with this team this year.
And they all need to take a step forward and make that a part of the solution versus the problem. And, you didn't even mention Polanco, and I don't blame you because, to me, we saw him at 153 last year.
He's gone. He's trade bait.
Yeah.
He's trade bait. He
the only thing they can hope for is have a great start, trade him, and then you're going to have to absorb some of the money, though, don't you think? The Pirates cannot expect a team to pick up his entire. They're going to have to give some of the money to that team. That's just the way it happens.
They should. You know what? You signed this deal that was a risk-reward deal for both sides. It's turned into a big risk that hasn't paid off for you. Pay the money to make him go away. If he hits well enough that a team actually wants him, but they say, we don't trust this guy, understandably, pay the money to make him go away. Show me that you're willing to just flush a little money down the toilet in the name of, in theory, trying to stock your system for the future with even more depth.
All right, we're due for a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the Pirates, your expectations. Also, the Steelers brought in a free agent today to try to help some defensive depth issues they may have. We'll get into that and plenty more right here. It's the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. We do it 7 nights a week, so don't be a stranger starting at 10:35 right here on Pittsburgh CW.